Is this what you picture retirement to look like? Turning on your sewing machine? Maybe picking up a cat because you live alone with a lot of cats? Maybe picking out your tea for the day. Will it be some Earl Grey? Maybe oolong. Both good options? Nah, it's Earl Grey. But did you know? This isn't all there is to retirement. A common stereotype is that it is. Yes, this is not the way that all people live. Yes, really. Now, when watching that video, did you think to yourself, yes, this is what the elderly people in my life look like? Boring, monotonous, tedious, the same thing, every single day. My name is Donata Kogel, and I'm here to bust that stereotype. First things first, we need to talk about what even is boring. What does it mean to be boring? Merriam-Webster defines boring as causing weariness and restlessness through lack of interest, causing boredom, tiresome. Saying the old people aren't boring is not enough, and I have to prove it to you. So, in order to do so, I chose to interview my beloved grandma, Maxine Kruger, and ask her about her life and what her life has been like since retirement.
Hello.
Hi, Grandma.
Jim said to tell you my main job is taking care of him.
Okay.
I went to Alaska for a 6-week road trip.
Ooh.
Yeah, with
That's
a fifth
fun.
wheel camper.
Oh, okay.
So that was far from boring.
Yes.
Although Grandpa and I went to Florida for 8 winters.
Uh-huh.
And while in Florida, I did water aerobics and kayaked and played cards and socialized to Florida.
This cut out for some reason, but after my grandpa died, my grandma decided to sell her house.
And after about a year or so, I moved to Washington, moved to Idaho, bought a property with 30 acres, and built a house, church affiliation, and activities with church.
Right.
I belong to a group called Library Friends, monthly meetings, and raise money for scholarships and to fund the library. WAHBENEWAH. That's the name of the county.
Oh, okay.
They used to be the Red Hatters, and they renamed themselves the stupid name Benoit Babes. And they meet it's just a group of ladies that meet for lunch at a different restaurant every month.
Ooh.
Once a month of the produce.
Mm-hmm.
I exercise regularly, go for walks, and go to the gym. We go to theater shows when we can. And then quilting, I like to quilt. And I like to help take care of chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Play computer games quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I read. And then I have jewelry making.
Things discussed within the course of human development also kind of indicate that the changes that elderly go through at their age, both mentally and physically, will not allow them to live an interesting life anymore. But this isn't necessarily true. There was a study done by Sherry Willis and Warner Shea that involved late life learning. So they did a longitudinal study where they gave a specific group of people a task to do, and then later on they gave them the same task when they had reached an elderly age. And they found that nearly 2/3 of the participants involved had improved their performance significantly, and at least 40% matched the level of performance that they had shown 14 years earlier. So that shows that although there are significant changes that occur as people age to become elderly, they are still capable, if not more capable, of doing some of the same things that they had done earlier in life, if not better. By definition, something that is boring has to involve a lack of interest in that thing that you're doing. And although many people see the things that elderly people do as boring, the people who are doing them are interested in them. A lot of the things that my grandma discussed and what she does in her everyday life might be considered boring to some people, but to her those are genuinely interesting, and it keeps her very busy and enjoying life. So to say that an elderly person's life is boring based on the things that they do is really just not true. In order to be a boring person, you really just have to be bored with what you're doing. So this may be true for some elderly people. They might be bored with the things that they do every day, but for a lot of elderly people, that's really not the case. So to say that their lives are boring is largely inaccurate.